Hi everyone, my name is Mary Wanjiru Njoraa. I'm a marriage and family therapist at Anchor Relationship Network. How I found myself here, it's a long journey. Since 2010, I got the passion to just work and transform lives. And when I got into it as a trainee, I realized the person I needed to transform first is myself. And I don't regret it, having come all the way from being a counseling psychologist, diving into marriage systems, sharing a bit of my experience. When I graduated with my first degree, I was working with young people through mentorship in church programs and community. And I realized that the challenges that young people are experiencing today is because of the environment that they are growing in, and basically the family. That is why I decided that I need to build my skill set just to transform, to do a holistic approach to the whole system that would translate into transforming families, couples, and the family as a whole. Sometimes a marriage can really look good. People are working together, driving together to work, going to church together, but they are suffering inwardly. So the marriage can really look very fine on outside. And I think that is where most couples are, because they want to show that they are good, but they are suffering inwardly. Why this happens is because there is no emotional connection, a very significant ingredient into a healthy couple system. The moment you realize that you are losing touch with your partner, you are not able to share your experiences, you are not hugging each other, you are not being open to each other, people are hiding things from each other, having secret accounts, then you are drifting, you are actually being emotionally disconnected. And that is why a marriage can really look fine, because people smile, people travel together, people attend functions together, but inwardly they are suffering, because probably they are also experiencing a lot of emotional distress or emotional abuse within the relationship. Sometimes, from the way we are conditioned in African setting, even when we are getting married, sometimes it's difficult even to identify that we are really in an abusive relationship. Because what we are told is that, especially women, we are told there's, like the community I come from, they call a woman mutumia, which means closing up, which means you're not supposed to talk about your issues to outsiders. You're not even supposed to share your experiences, whether good or bad, with outsiders. You are shaming the family. And that is why, because of that, being conditioned like that, you find that people suppress and endure a lot of suffering, which is translating into a lot of negative things like mental health illnesses, physical illnesses. So the conditioning of I should not talk about it. However, this therapy thing telling us that it's good to speak out. This is a safe space for you to come and talk about your issues without feeling judged, without feeling stigmatized, without feeling safe. That environment, that is what we create here at Anchor, the safety, and this becomes the unique in terms of, very unique in terms of seeking help. That unlike other places where you'd go and talk about your issues and then you hear them and you are not safe, this one offers a very safe space for you to explore and talk about your issues. African men particularly have been conditioned to suppress emotions. Men should not cry, men should not, it's a sign of weakness. However, even as much it may be interpreted as a sign of weakness, from a therapeutic space, it is a sign of inner strength, being able to express your emotions adequately is a sign of strength. And because most men are suffering out there, not knowing who to talk to, this is an invitation that at Anchor, we are welcoming all men to come here and talk about their own issues and process them and attain holistic growth in terms of their emotional wellness. One thing that really helps us in terms of helping those people who are afraid of accessing their emotions is developing an awareness, is helping the couples and people who present even at individual levels for therapy understand that we are part of the systems that we grew up. Any system that you have interacted with, key amongst them, our families of origin. We carry a lot of baggage from that orientation, and especially on the relational patterns. For example, if you grew up knowing that a woman should not talk in front of men, that is what you carry into your marriage. Even if you see or witness something not going right in your marriage, because your mom and your aunts told you someone should not talk shout to their men or talk to their men, then that is what you carry to your marriage. And that amounts now to suppression of emotions. So one thing we do is just helping people explore how was it for you growing up? What are some of the things, the patterns that you can identify that you have carried from your family of origin, from both sides? And how are they impacting on your relationship negatively? Not forgetting that this is a different era. That worked for them, our parents. It may not work now because there's a lot of newness in terms of technology, growth, education. So people are more aware. So when you become aware of some of the patterns inherited from your family of origin, now you can agree with your partner what you need to unlearn together for healthy couple functioning. There's a danger in suppressing emotions or not being able to talk about your own issues because that amounts to fear. And fear is very, very destructive. Once you carry fear with you, number one, it can hold you back as an individual or as a couple from progressing and even enjoying a healthy relationship with each other. There are so many negative effects of suppressing emotions, including when we are grieving or when we are encountering losses. And there are so many losses, even couples and families that are encountering, including ambiguous, what you cannot be able to talk about because you are carrying some shame in it. So sicknesses, we have a lot of upside of mental health illnesses. There's a lot of suicidal ideation amongst especially young people. Young children are also contemplating suicide. A lot of physical illnesses. A lot of research is being done that some of the cancers are actually stress-related. Other diseases like high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis are all stress-related. And that accumulation of stress is particularly due to suppressed emotions. By the way, trauma and stress manifest in our bodies in form of pockets. So it is also good to pay attention to your body. A headache, a backache, leg pain, tiredness, those are some of the signs of emotional distress. So you need to attend to your body and listen to your body. So we encourage speaking out, talk about your issues, seek help. Seeking help is courage. It's never a weakness. Anyone out there struggling in their marriages or in a relationship and you are struggling, and you can actually be able to tell that you are struggling, I would encourage them to seek help and also develop that awareness. Like I said earlier, therapy is a beacon of hope. It is a process of healing. It is a process of growth. It enables us as people, as individuals, to talk about our issues for healing, for transformation, for growth. So it is an invitation to all of us there that therapy or counseling as we know it is not for sick people. It is for you and me when we encounter a challenge that is overwhelming your ability to cope. Should you be struggling with your relationship or any loss of a kind, at Anchor, we are ready to receive you and walk the journey with you for the purposes of transformation and growth and healing.